dreams, reality. Everything that is meant for you, you're gonna get it. I'll tell you that right now. Hey, okay, alright. Vibe, just vibe, right, alright. You know it, I'm in the line. Hey, okay. You're gonna get what you need, and when you do, you're gonna think of me, cause I told you so. What's going on, guys? This is Tyler with TEFXIOUS. I hope everything's been going amazingly for you. I hope everything's so beautiful. I hope everything is just exactly where you need to be. You know, if we think about, obviously having an idea of where you're trying to head to, the biggest thing is always knowing what that vision is, knowing what you're really wanting, getting in details. I always talk about getting in details with things and getting really clear, and I wrote out my goals probably for the past 6 to 7 years continuously every single week. And it allowed me to get clear. It allowed me to understand really what I want. And slowly these things are happening, so it's a power of writing it down, getting clear, getting detailed, and really just understanding what you truly want. In today's episode, we are going to talk about the power of relationships. Now, you have your social life, and we're going to talk about how to empower your social life. Now, to empower your social life, we want to look at the concept of acknowledging who we want in our life. If we're able to look at who we are, what we're trying to accomplish, are those around us in favor for us, or are they not in favor for us? Are they with us, or are they against us? Are they cheering us on, or are they putting us down? Are they allowing us to be, or are they allowing us not to be? And we have to really understand who is around you, because that can make or break of what you're trying to do, what you're trying to accomplish. So I look at relationships as a commodity. I look at it as like some plants, okay? If you have a beautiful plant, if you have an amazing, gorgeous plant, and you took care of it consistently, and you watered it, you nurtured it, you put certain soil in, you kept it up, you prune it, how beautiful will that plant be, and how nice that you treated it. It's growing beautifully, right? It's always looking amazing. So it's like, I always want to look at relationships as like you are nurturing a plant, okay? Because the more water you give to it, and obviously the more times you're taking care of it, nurturing it, then the better it's going to grow. Another thing too is that if you appreciate things, that which you appreciate grows. And things that you depreciate, it dies. So same thing with relationships as well. I want to figure out, number one, who's around me, who's giving me life, who's helping me achieve, who's helping me support, and challenge me at times in a good way, in a good manner. You want good challenge. You want healthy challenge in your life, okay? You want people around you that's going to challenge you in a very, very healthy way. And you want to ask yourself, number one, who is around me that's giving me life, giving me support, encouraging me, allowing me to get to, certain belief systems, allowing me to get to certain understandings and truths, and, really stretching myself, okay? If that's family, fantastic. If that's certain friends, amazing. If you guys have the same goals, it's aligned, that's beautiful. You're able to move in a direction. So you want to do a diagnostics or analysis on who's around you, number one. Number two, you want to look at, do I have to have that conversation with them, whether if I need to cut them out or to keep them, okay? Because the more that you're in tune with those that are serving you and that are not serving you, you get to understand who needs to be cut out. And if you look at it from this dynamic, you're able to really depict and understand, okay, these people right here are serving me very well, but on the other end, these people are not, and I need to make a decision to cut them out of my life, because I'm trying to go to places, I'm trying to do things, I'm trying to manifest, I'm trying to create a life that I really think is going to make me elevated to that goal, that destination, that vision I have in my mind. And the people around you, if they're not doing that, you have to cut the umbilical cord. You have to cut them immediately. That's including family. That's including your best friends. Okay, you have to cut them out. Now the thing is, I kind of want to look at this as, there's exceptions, because I'm a man of belief that I know that you're able to change people's perspectives, and you're able to be that light around that source, and raise those around you. People always say, this is something that I don't believe, okay? So they say, you're supposed, if you're around certain people, you're around 5 losers, you're going to be the 6th one, or if you're around poor people, you're going to be the 6th one. I agree with that, but I also agree to empower those around me. Why can't they go on my level? Why can't we help them get raised and help raise their vibration so they can rise up as well? You know what I'm saying? Why not do that? If you're in a dynamic for a good amount of time and you're going to be around people that that they're maybe lower frequency, or they might not be as empowering, why can't we empower them? Why can't we help guide them? Why can't we help them get out of that place and raise their vibration and raise their occurrences and raise their circumstances and experiences? And then as we do that, we raise ourselves, naturally attracting more people, or more people that are leading, and more people that are able to do those types of things. Because you have to look at it as a twofold, okay? Yeah, you can be around people and they don't serve you. That's fine, okay, whatever. Then you don't really want to spend a lot of time with them. Maybe they're really not productive, etc. Yeah, you want to cut them off completely. But let's just say you're around family, right, and you're kind of stuck with them. Or let's just say you're around certain friends or roommates and you're living with them. Or let's just say you're around certain people and they're really not at that level. Why can't you raise them up? Why can't you be the light for them? Why can't you help and we all collaborate and grow? So my concept is, number one, do analysis or diagnosis of figuring out who's around you, who's serving you and who is not serving you, who's helping you grow and who is helping you slow. Then second, figure out, for those that are slowing you down, you need to cut them off completely. Don't be emotional. Don't have any attachments. Just completely forget about it, okay? And guess what? You're doing yourself a favor and you're doing them a huge favor, because those around you that don't help you grow and don't appreciate you, silently, they are rooting for you to fail. And I've seen this over and over numerous times, and I've seen this constantly, even to very great close people in my life. Excuse me. And I had to cut them out, I had to let them go. And that's basic protocol. You're always going to be able to experience these new chapters in your life. And it's the eating and pruning, the growing and pruning away, just like a flower. You have to remember there's going to be people that come and people that exit always in your life. You're going to have that. It's a cycle. You're going to have people that come, that stay. You're going to have people that go for good. And it's those, maybe it's more of an insight to be aware of what's coming in and going out of your life. And this is something else I talk about as well, where things are happening in cycles. You're going to have a certain cycle where things come into your life, and obviously certain cycle that things are exiting. So we want to understand the cycles of our relationships. We want to see who's constantly fluctuating in and fluctuating out, or, who's permanently staying and who's permanently going. We want to keep maybe a journal or a mental note of this. So first thing, like I said, right, do analysis of who's around you. Are they helping you grow? Or are they helping you slow? Second is that if they're helping me slow, cut them out completely. Fuck them. Let them go. They're not going to serve you. So forget it. And then the third thing is that you need to work on being the best version of yourself, so that way you can attract others that are on that line or on that frequency or on that vibration, and the most important thing in relationships is that this is probably the one of the most biggest takeaways right now, okay, that you're going to understand. The biggest thing with relationships is that relationships are built on a value system. What do I mean by that? Well, There's a gentleman named Dr. John DeMartini talks about a hierarchy of values. Everybody has a set of values from high to low, highest priority to lowest priority. That which you think is high or is high, you are focused, reliable, disciplined, and anybody can ask you to do it. You do it immediately, no hesitation, okay? On the lower part, you literally frustrate, hesitate, procrastinate, and you just cry and whine about it. You don't really want to do it, okay? If someone asks you to do it, you'd be like, you ignore them. So this is it. Relationships are built off of values. And how these values are communicated is the linking of the values, okay? So let's just say a business owner needs a salesperson. His highest value is sales. My highest value is closing. So there's only a relationship because why? I could provide closing, he could provide leads, and he wants to get sales. So there's a relationship there. There's a value there. There's the linking of the value. If we do this in a personal relationship, when you're dating someone, you are attracted to certain features. Okay, so this could be physical or non-physical. And if you are attracted to, let's just say, guys, if you're attracted to a woman based off of her looks, her smarts, what she does, and let's just say how she takes care of people or, how she treats people, that means you have a high value or you have an appreciation, for those values, that you see that in her because that reminds you of you and how you are as well and that you like that. And she sees you as, okay, you're handsome, good looking, you have a great position, you're making good money, you're funny, you're charismatic, she enjoys being around you, you make her laugh always, and she values that a lot. And the reason why one meets the other and two become one and they become in a relationship is because they have certain values that they honor in each other. And when they communicate them, that's what love is. Love is a communication of values. It's a linking process of values. So when we look at any type of relationship, relationships are only built on values. So if we're able to develop ourselves and develop our values, things that are most highest priority to us, I'll give you an example. Like me, I love talking to people. I love closing deals, help serving them, help give them the products to help them become a better version of themselves. I love working out. I love going out, getting food, having some drinks, meeting new people, networking, growing. I love reading. I love writing. I love making music. I love all these things. I love shopping. I love getting new things and going and experiencing new things and traveling. These are my values. And if I had a woman that loves that, respects that, and she knows I love that, right? Then, there's communication of values and vice versa, right? I know that she loves to do this, X, Y, and Z, and I love that as well, or I love her loving that. Now, this is another thing. You don't have to exactly love each other's values for what they are. You can love a person or you can be in a relationship with a person based off of, the same mindset or maybe an attraction, a physical attraction. And when you start to get into more of a deeper relationship, you start to honor their values because they're not always going to be the same as yours. Okay. And that's another thing with relationships when you're dating someone. You're not always going to value someone's values. You might hate someone's values. But the fact that that that's their priorities and that you love the fact that they love it and you can communicate that to them, then that's a beautiful and healthy relationship. So again, you don't necessarily have to love each other's values. You just have to honor their values and communicate their values. Because think of a business owner, right? Entrepreneur, what does he need? He's busy, he's closing, he's operations, he's hiring, he's firing, he's traveling, he's going and hunting the elephant. And what does the woman do? The woman comes back, she's gathering, right? She's tidying up the kids. She's getting them ready for school. She's feeding them. She's taking care of them. She's cleaning around the house. She's taking care of her own business. Maybe she's online. Maybe she goes to work. Maybe she has a nanny. Maybe all these things, right, that she's taking care of. And the husband is always doing his thing. And he knows that if I'm working, she's taking care of the family and taking care of the kids. And as well, She knows that, hey, I'm taking care of the kids. I'm providing, feeding them, changing them, taking care of them, right? And then he's providing for us. So when you can see the interlink and the communication, one always plays their part. Okay, now you can have people that are definitely having the same values. But obviously, when you have someone's values the same as yours, remember, you are going to bump heads a lot of times because you both like the same thing, but you both want things in a particular way, and you're always going to have some sort of resistance like that, okay? It works, but yeah, I'm just saying, you're going to have some more resistance. Think of it like a girl, right? She's an entrepreneur. She has her own business. Awesome. Love it, right? And she's like, I want this, I want that. And he does the same type of deal, right? Like he has his own business. He's an entrepreneur. He's focused on this, focused on that. He wants it like this. He wants it like that. She wants it like this. She wants it like that. Well, I want it this way. Well, she's like, oh, I want it this way. You know what I'm saying? So here you're going to have a lot of resistance. You're going to dispute or just have arguments, or just have discussions that gets isolated very quickly that can turn into arguments, So I've been through that. Okay. I've been where a woman was more masculine. Okay. Or matching my masculinity. Right. And the thing is, I love women being independent, but there's a certain line where if it's too much, it's a turn off. It really is, ladies, okay? Think of it this way. Do your own thing. Finesse, however you need to get your paper, it's fine, right? But the thing is, when you make it a thing or you try to make it more than what it is, like I'm so independent, I don't need anybody, and have that status, it's a huge turnoff. It's a huge red flag for guys. Guys don't really like it. I'm serious. Because, all we want to do is what? We want to be able to make the money and give it all to you and provide for you, and nurture and take care of us, right? And make love and have that attraction and have fun and laugh and dance and giggle and have the experiences, have moments. That's what we want. We want to make all our money so we can provide a family and give it all to you and take care of you, right? And in return, we want to be loved. We want to be loved and we want a genuine communication and just respect and loyalty. When a woman is more masculine and she tries to rule and try to control and change her man, that's when guys usually, have a lot of resistance, and it's not attractive. It really isn't. So keep note of that. So kind of recap, right? So like I said, you want to do an analysis or a diagnosis of who's around you. Are they growing you? Are they slowing you? And then second, are those that are slowing you, are you cutting them out? Are you no longer associating with them? Because they might be great friends or they might be fantastic people, but that if you still associate with them, you're not going to get where you need to get to. You know what I'm saying? You got to cut that person off, period. And then third, work on yourself. If you're working on yourself consistently, building your values, you're going to attract a mate or you're going to attract the other person into your life, knowing that they respect you because you built and established your values. Remember, those that dive into relationships is because they want security, they want love, they want compassion, they want true intimacy, on a physical plane and on a non-physical, on an intangible plane and a intangible plane and a tangible plane, and when one makes that commitment, it's because they've taken pride in themselves. They've taken the worthiness of themselves and they said, you know what, I'm going to develop myself and I'm going to create the values that I seek in myself. And I know that when I get done, which it's a never-ending story, it's a never-ending cycle for us to grow our values. But I know when I get to a certain level or get to a certain point, someone's going to love me for that value system that I created. And guess what, guys? Values consistently change. You can always grow your values. You can always work on your values and elevate your values. You can always get rid of values and change values and switch values. And guess what? Due to that process of switching, growing, changing, you keep elevating yourself and elevating yourself. You might be with someone for, your rest of your life because they love you for exactly who you are at this moment. And as you guys grow beautifully, right? Become more successful, become more spiritual, become more financially set. You become, this family dynamic, you start having a bunch of kids, everything's gorgeous, beautiful family, amazing. Or, in 5 years, your values change and you're probably not wanting to date the person anymore. And someone along new comes in and wants to date you because you have a different value system. That's how it works, guys. That's how it works. So look at developing who you are and work on you. Okay, read the books, write it down, get detailed, get clear. Okay, create a value system so profound that if someone asks you, what do you want to do? Who are you? What do you love? Bop, 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 bop. You're able to answer it immediately. You know what I'm saying? You get to communicate your values instantly. And guess what? People love that shit, man. People love, knowing that you know what you need to know and knowing who you are. Okay, we don't want to talk to dumbasses. Okay. Not saying, people are dumbasses, all the time. Some are, okay, yeah. But guess what? You know what I mean, right? Those that are not working on themselves and just fucking around, not getting clear, not serious about anything. Who wants to fuck with them? No one. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're trying to get to a certain level. We're trying to grow to a certain, not status, but we're trying to grow to a certain level in life, and you want to associate those that are also doing that too. They're also reading, they're also writing, they're also growing, they're also networking and expanding their minds, you know what I'm saying? And when you expand your mind and unhone it and let it grows to levels of spheres. It grows to levels of awareness. The true purpose of one mind is the journey of how far a belief or a mind can expand into a different horizon or a different sphere or a sphere of influence. And if you go back, right, and I can get really deep into this, but if you go back in the ancient cultures, every ancient culture always had a path to enlightenment or a path to the Most High, or the path to a spiritual awakening. And they had practices and rituals because they knew to elevate the mind, to grow the mind. And when you find a partner that's with that and with you, and you guys grow to that level, beautiful things start happening in your life. And guess what? People are going to come and go in your life. You think that they're the person, they might not be, okay? You're going to have to deal with that. But I do know this. If you're looking to develop relationships, what you seek seeks you. So one day, as you're building yourself and as you're making inventory of who's around you, and as you're manifesting and growing and have an amazing journey, you're going to have people, like I said, exit your life, and people come and stay, and you have to identify. You just have to see where your values are at that time, what you're trying to accomplish, and who you're attracting at that time. And guess what? You really get to see and check the inventory of what's going on, what type of people are coming around. You might not have no one come around because why? It's game time, baby. You're working on yourself. You know what I'm saying? But you might have all these different people, all these amazing people, amazing this, amazing that, boom, 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 right? Because you're moving in a direction. You're enlightening yourself. You're growing yourself. You're moving into another sphere of awareness. Think of like a layers of an onion, or think of like a rainbow, different colors stacked on each other. Think of your mind just going through the shades and rising up. That's what your mind is doing. It's expanding to different spheres of influence. So when you do that, when you take note of who's in your life, who you love, right? Who's helping you, but who's not helping you, and you're able to identify, those that are not helping you, that you're cutting them out. And then we're looking at the dynamic of, okay, how can I build myself even more? What do I really want? What are the details? How do I get clear? What's the vision, right? And I gave you all that details in the previous episodes, okay, to go through, to create the vision, right? And now we need to work on ourselves. And the more you work on yourself, beautiful, beautiful things happen. Okay, you start attracting the right people. You start conspiring. The universe gives you those people because universe knows you're working diligently on what you need to work on. So that's my intake on relationships. And relationships are only designed for the communication of one's values. There is no relationship without values. The only reason why relationships happen and occur is because the communication of values and the communication of one's desires and needs through the values. And it is a linking process. It's a communication. So relationships are designed off of communication. And when you share those values and similarities and attractions and appreciations and gratitude and love, beautiful things happen in relationships. And I've seen it over and over again. I'm so blessed with so many beautiful relationships in my life. And I appreciate those relationships. You know, this is a relationship between you and I appreciate you. I appreciate you listening. And I appreciate all the beautiful things that is coming your way. And I hope nothing but the best. Best intentions, the best occurrences, and the best experiences. You carry the love, you carry good intentions, you're only going to get good things out of it. I don't know what it is. That's how it is. That's how it's always been, you know. And like I said, I'm truly blessed because I have some amazing, amazing relationships in my life. And guess what? I always want to appreciate those. So hope you take some notes. Hope you got some really cool nuggets. Again, this is Tyler Felty with TEFXIOUS. Adios.